It is the Law Fu's honor to have you in attendance at the war dance. Yet, the fact that a simple martial arts ceremony has attracted esteemed generals from the Zhu Ming and the Yao Qing.
You're overthinking it, Jingyuan. As I said, I'm here to broaden my granddaughter's horizons. However, I have no clue what the Yao Qing Arbiter General has in mind. Do you remember when you accepted this position? I told you that an Arbiter General's battlefield goes beyond the physical one. You'll need to lead and manage everything on the Xianzhou. The title of Arbiter General, so many years have passed, and you've done well. However, longevity for the Xianzhou people can be a curse. Living too long means that every mistake you made will lurk in the shadows. And one day, they'll eventually catch up to you. The Marshal knows everything that has happened on the Luofu. As for the Merlin's Claw of the Yao Qing, she has come specifically for you. Speaking of which, why hasn't she arrived yet? They say the Merlin's Claw strikes like lightning. Being late isn't her style.
That's not true, General Huaiyan. She's been here a while, but I'm sure you've heard of her unbridled nature.
As soon as she disembarked from the star skiff, she mentioned having something to attend to and simply disappeared.
You must be the messengers from the Xianzhou Yao Qing, I assume.
We are Jiaoqiu and Moza, retainers of the Merlin's Claw. It's an honor to meet you in person, Arbiter Generals.
Now this is interesting. A guest who doesn't come to visit but sends a message instead. What does she mean? Tell...
Master heard about a spectacular view in Scale Gorge Waterscape. I believe she went there to enjoy it.
A spectacular view? Ha! Did you hear that, Jingyuan? This person is being sarcastic.
Please do not misunderstand me, General Huaiyan. I was simply stating the truth. Master thought it would be inappropriate to keep you waiting, so she sent us here. Once she's finished with admiring the scenery, she'll personally come and apologize to the both of you.
Drat! I forgot to ask Yun Li to return my sword. No need to bother. The Zhu envoys won't be leaving the Luofu anytime soon. I'll ask for it later when we meet. By the way, I don't know if it's just me, but the
Reserved? Really?
Maybe I'm just overthinking things.
No, you're not. When I entered the Palace of Astrum, I realized that the messenger from the Xianzhou Zhu...
That's right.
Oh, that's what makes this entire...
What's so unusual about it? They simply received an invitation from Jingyuan.
The war dance is just a small festival. And now we have 2 Arbiter Generals from other Xianzhou ships here. Maybe they've come to hold Jingyuan accountable for the Ambrosial Arbor crisis?
Hold him accountable? Come on, didn't the Luofu fall victim to the disciples of Sanctus Medicus and the Antimatter Legion?
Don Shu's rebellion and Ventilia's scheming are merely one side of the story to the other Arbiter Generals of the Alliance. Only a single piece of incontrovertible evidence remains, creating an endless source of potential complications.
The Ambrosial Arbor.
Yes. It's undeniable that the plague mark, which was subdued by the Xianzhou Luofu, has resurfaced. But was it really a conspiracy instigated by the Antimatter Legion? Or does it indicate a traitorous intent from within the Luofu, implicating Jing Yuan himself? Once the spark of suspicion is kindled, it proves hard to extinguish.
What was I thinking? Seriously, here I was looking forward to a carefree and enjoyable trip. But
Aw, I was so excited. I thought those Arbiter Generals were just... By the way, I heard that an alchemist from the Zhuming diplomatic ship has arrived.
An alchemist from the Zhu Ming serving as the Cauldron Master on the Luofu.
Thanks to your words, Mr. Dan Heng. Now I finally see the underlying tensions. The General is under tremendous pressure right now, but I was completely...
come on, don't think like that. Leave the adult matters to the adults, even if you want... did I say something wrong? Again?
Miss March is right. I don't have the skills to share the General's burdens at the moment. Still, I'll do my best to follow his instructions. Let's go. Once I've taken...
He looks like he has a lot on his mind. We can't just let him go alone. Why don't...
This is too much trouble. While I appreciate your kindness, dealing with the...
no worries. We're pretty experienced in dealing with the IPC. You've heard... Hey, who's bragging? Anyway, this time it'll just be a few ordinary IPC workers. Surely you...
Well, since you're willing to help, I won't decline your kindness. Let's head to the Artisanship Commission and meet them.
Can I really reason with you Xianzhou people? I think I get it now. In your words, this...
But I am trying to reason with you.
Ugh, that toxic voice sounds familiar.
You know what? This isn't my first time dealing with the Skyfaring Commission. I can hit, but straight up snatching IPC cargo isn't...
Just as I've said it many times already.
I'm hearing you loud and clear. I'm thinking clear. And my aunt keep detaining my cargo, and I'll file a complaint directly with... You jerk! Who are you calling a dog? Wait, you're staying on the Xianzhou, are you? What terrible luck! Wherever you go, disasters aren't...
Aren't you the guest from the Astral Express? What brings you and Yanqing to the Artisanship Commission?
Trouble caused by the IPC? I'd say it's caused by the Skyfaring Commission.
Looks like you've met this IPC worker before. I'm not sure if that's a good or bad. I was sent here to deal with the IPC protest, Miss Shikui. What's going on here?
As you know, this IPC transport ship was attacked by the Borisin and rescued by... And this is Mr. Skott, the person in charge of this...
So, you're Skott. I've heard him mention you.
Like I wanted to come back. I thought I'd just dock at the harbor for repairs and leave this forsaken place for good.
What do you mean by snatched? I've told you 1,000,000 times.
Then why did you bring the cargo to the Artisanship Commission? You even brought in some shady craft.
Listen here. Firstly, the Skyfaring Commission detected dangerous items that could possibly...
Even if there are dangerous items, what do they have to do with you? It's not even being...
But you'll have to stay in the port for several days.
I understand, but we don't need to disassemble the cargo if it's just a
In most cases, we don't. However, our scans discover...
Biological tissue...
I'm afraid we'll need to wait for the Alchemy Commission for further confirmation.
The Alliance's regulations on biological products are very strict. Without further inspection...
Oh, really? Fine! If anyone lays a finger on that shipment, they'll have me to deal with. It doesn't matter if it's mechanical...
This Mr. Skott seems stubborn and difficult to persuade. Honestly, I really don't want to have a vicious confrontation. I heard how you helped R. O'Malley. The IPC representative back then was Mr. Skott, right? Since you've dealt with him before...
What are you guys whispering about over there? Just hurry up and give us back our cargo.
As I recall, this guy won't listen to reason and can only be persuaded with intimidation. But he does seem to follow rules to some extent.
Speaking of regulations, we have our own laws and regulations too. According to Article 4 of the
Back in Arum Alley, you were dealing with civilian merchants, where you could use the IPC's name to scare. But this time, the Cloud Knight lieutenant standing before you represents the will of Luofu's general.
Of course. I'm sure we both want a peaceful resolution.
Yeah, that's true. Of course, I want things to be resolved peacefully, but aren't we getting stuck in... Even if we set aside the secrecy of intellectual property, these prototypes...
Can you give us an exact amount, Mr. Skott? If there's any damage after the inspection, the
The Skyfaring Commission. Yeah, they will compensate you. Provided
I don't doubt the financial strength of the Skyfaring Commission. However, this is not just about... Besides, the cargo on this transport vessel belongs to the Intelligentsia Guild. If you want to inspect the cargo, shouldn't you...
According to the principle of territoriality, since your vessel is stranded on the Xianzhou, the Skyfaring...
Indeed. According to Article 27 of the Xianzhou Legal Code, all official and private goods...
Huh? My synesthesia beacon must not be working, because I have no idea what you just said.
Simply put, if you insist on hindering the inspection, we'll have to treat...
Confiscate it? How can you Xianzhou people be so unreasonable?
If this were pure point, and incoming cargo posed a safety risk, the IPC would take it in for containment and
That's true. But the IPC sometimes... Well, you guys sure know how to argue. Fine. I'll allow you to do the
So, Mr. Skott, are you just stalling for time and planning to leave the Xianzhou as soon as your ship is repaired? To avoid the Skyfaring Commission's inspection?
Well, IPC staff are free to come and go, as long as they don't break any laws.
Yeah, you've got some insight there. Who are you again?
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Lingsha, Cauldron Master and head of the Alchemy Commission.
Could she be?
Yeah, she's the new Cauldron Master assigned here from the Xianzhou Zhuming.
I received a report from the Artisanship Commission about cargo containing samples of unknown organisms. It said they needed help from the Alchemy Commission. I had nothing better to do, so I came myself. It's fine, Mr. Skott. If you really don't want your cargo to be inspected, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter? How can you...
Why are you being so nice all of a sudden? Well, since you're not going to check it, I'll take this crate and be on my way. Is that okay with everyone?
Yeah, sure. Why should I object? Not only this sample, but all the goods on the transport ship are yours to keep. Like I said, we won't inspect them.
Wait a minute!
Well, that's more like it. If only the young displayed a more... Our ship will leave in a few days once the engines are repaired.
Your ship can leave whenever you want, but I'm afraid I can't say the same for your cargo. According to the import and export regulation, since we can't determine if your shipment is safe for the environment, I guess we'll have to wait for it. Normally, it'll only take around...
Only?
Why so surprised? You're still young and full of energy. I'm pretty sure...
Ha! Typical of a long-life species. Your words are dripping with sarcasm. While you may not care about time, I do. I'll be demanding double compensation.
Sure thing, Mr. Scott. You seem pretty confident that your career and life will last long enough to witness this...
Step aside, guys. Let them do the inspection.
But, Mr.
Come on, we're already in enough trouble. Just let them do the security inspection. And if needed, I can always grovel before the Intelligentsia Guild later. I'm just using my head for what it's apparently good. Well, honestly, at least you're not as annoying as that woman. Just get on with the inspection. Don't...
This lady... Is this the IPC product?
Listen up. Any damages caused by inspections will be filed with the IPC.
Turn it off! How unexpected. That was a surprise.
The dice have been cast. Or maybe I'll take it all.
Dangerous thoughts. Harmony and unison.
Answer me. 0 points. Sure, I'll play along. Spend freely.
No.
No dirty tricks allowed. Watch your head.
I want to protect everyone. Help me, Mr. Sora. Listen to the final song of life. I need to be brief.
Eliminating threat. Answer me. Freedom.
Song bring us victory. Night. Stars echo.
SAS. Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood. 0 points. Just. Freedom. 0 points.
Watch your head.
Prince. Answer me.
Were you seriously planning to leave this stuff unchecked at the dock for days? That's way too dangerous.
I had no idea about it. You must...
I don't think trying to shift the blame is a wise choice.
But seriously, I don't know why that thing suddenly started moving. I swear on the Amber Lord.
Enough. Miss Shikwe, please escort our IPC guest to the Skyfaring Commission.
I'm on it. Please follow me, Mr. Scott.
Gentlemen, Our preliminary inspection shows that there is indeed hidden biological tissues inside, just like the craftsman feared. I can't even tell if it's ingenium or biological in nature.
The core of this device is what they call wetware in industry slang. To put it simply,
I'll take some samples for the alchemist to analyze and figure out where the biological tissue comes from.
Why would the Intelligentsia Guild use such unethical technology? Perhaps they're trying to create a new weapon?
Whatever the reason is, it's probably why the Borison attacked the ship. No wonder the IPC were trying to obstruct our inspection. I'll contact the Ten Lords Commission and ask the judges to come and give their final verdict on this. According to our rules, all prisoners and weapons involving dangerous creatures must be taken to the shackling prison for further sentencing. After all, it's the safest place on the Luofu. As for you, Mr. Craftsman, please go with the Cloud Knights and explain the situation to the judge. I had a feeling that the IPC members would cause trouble, but I didn't think they'd be this tricky. Thanks for your help.
I should thank you for saving my life. Your sword skills were impressive. Taking down that big guy. I thought General's retainers were all burly martial masters. I didn't expect Yenqing to be so... Can't argue with that. As for you, you must be the guests from the Astral Express, right? Saving the It's still early. So why don't we get some tea at the Alchemy Commission?
I'd be happy to accept.
And you three are coming too, right?